All right. In a previous video I showed you that I'd had the Nordic components, red anodized follower with the flat face in there, and it works great. It does. It works fantastic. The one issue I was having is if my gun wasn't tilted back slightly, it didn't have enough of a lip to cause the shell to go in. Tried a couple different ones. Tried the S&J hardware Delrin follower. This is nice. I wish it was a little different design. I love Delrin products. Self-lubricating plastic. They hold up in all conditions. They won't break down in solvents. They used them in some high-speed guns around the world. They're great. But for what I'm using it for all around, I ended up going with the vang follower. It is a silver open-faced follower. So whereas like on this one you see that little dimple, and on the Nordic components it's just simply flat. The vang one is open. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I do really like it. It holds my spring really tight in the back of it, but at the same time there's a little bit of a gap along the edges. So even though I had at one point a dimple in my mag tube and had to take that out to put on this extended mag tube, it doesn't interfere with that dimple, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to show you here is the difference with this follower. We do have a lock on here. Once again, it doesn't matter for what I'm doing this. It's not going to affect what I'm doing, so I'm just going to leave it on there. Let's say I've been shooting. We come up, I bring it back, I go to load. It drops in, no problem. It still does have some hiccups as you get into kind of this degree. If you had it just slightly here like this, I'll show you just an example, just to drop that in. It doesn't quite like that because it's still really far down into that ramp. But I'm not having to go nearly as far up as I did when it was the Nordic components follower. So if we're here and I need one more, it does work very fast. Let's do that one more time here. And this is the match saver that we've got right here. I was showing this off at the range the other day when we were doing some skeet shooting. It drops in, and it did get hung up. You know, none of them work that perfect. I did find way less hiccups with this one. And I do like the open face for the simple fact that for what I'm using it for, it does seem to work really well. I do have a lot, like I said, a lot less hiccups with this one. Some other things we did, I did shorten, if you've seen some of the other videos, I did shorten this down to a 12 round tube. I know, I'm not a badass anymore. I used to have a 17+1. Working on a couple other things here. We did go ahead and put on the Carlson light modified choke. Been using it for skeet, hitting them on my first time. This is my first time I'd ever went skeet shooting. Worked great. Did finish the stippling on here. Custom stipple that I did myself. Just taped it off and used a Weller soldering iron and dimpled it until I liked it. We are going to still go back and make a new sleeve that'll hopefully be a lot more close to more modern day firearms, because as you can see, if I hold this, if I can get some good light, if I hold this here, it has this lip, and we did taper that, so in the event you're using it for 3-gun and you throw it up on your shoulder and then you have to load, it's not that hard, but you still have a little resistance because your finger wants to hit the side of it over here, not on the bottom. The bottom is nice and smooth. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to, I have another stock, we're going to cut it down to be the stop right where the stop on the stock is, so, and then start tapering from there to get a real forward feeling stock, I guess. Another thing we did, not quite there with it yet, so hold on. It looks kind of dumb. We did put the Van Comp removable saddle on the side, which leads you into this here. A couple things I have seen people do is that does add another surface. If you're using magnetic carriers, you can slap a magnetic carrier on there for 3-gun. It does work really nice, so we're not having to worry about it scratching up the side of your gun. Didn't quite go for what I was looking at. I'm trying to get it so I can put another 4 rounds on that and have it not get in the way when I go to use it, that if I'm here and I have to throw up my shoulder, I can grab the 4 more, toss them in, and then have it so it's not hitting this. The issue is when you go to push, your palm wants to hit whatever is right here. So I don't know if I need to set it way back. So when you go to push, suggestions are always welcome. Other than that, hope you appreciate the video. My recommendation, once again, out of the 3, they're all great depending on what you use them for. This one is Teflon coated. Makes it slide really smooth like butter. The only suggestion I have with any of these is once you get the extended mag tube in there, push in on the follower a few times to get the spring to untangle, so you're not trying to force it when you go to put rounds in. This one works fantastic, especially if you're using it in colder climates, because it doesn't shrink or expand, it stays the same size, and once again it doesn't change or break down with solvents. So this is an ideal one. Thank you.